Well, what's the crack? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 4 of the Bad Movie Buff podcast with Misha, Niall Brady. So this week I'm joined by a comedian that needs absolutely no introduction, Jordan Robinson. And despite me saying that he needs no introduction, I gave him on there anyway because fuck it. But anyway, he joined me to chat about a 2010 film, John Landis film called Burke and Hare. Now, this episode is Tangent City, and I did that on purpose because Jordan is a tour guide himself. He's a big history buff as well, and he says he loves Newry, so I took him through some fun stuff about Newry. So if you're from Newry, you'll like this episode, hopefully. There's a lot of Friar Tuck's talk in there, as always, and we go into a bit about the history of the canal. Holy fuck. This is probably one of the few episodes I'd say you'd be grand listening to this without watching the film, because it is a great film, but it has mixed reviews, so you'll either love it or hate it, and if you hate it, then you won't mind it getting spoiled. So there you go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Also, check Jordan out on all his socials. You'll find him if you search Jordan Robinson. And he also has a up-and-coming ice hockey page called Yard Sale Hockey, which is on a bit of a hiatus at the moment because we're in between ice hockey seasons, but should pick up in the next few months. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for listening, and have a fucking good one. Enjoy the episode. Hello, what is the crack? Got Jordan Robinson to visit me in Newry here. Welcome to the podcast. How's things?
Things are good. I'm glad to be back in Newry.
Yeah.
Everybody that I talk to in the comedy scenes seems like going to Newry is like an inconvenience. I quite like coming to Newry.
There is a lot of people don't like
Yeah,
here.
yeah. It might be because I don't live here.
Yeah.
But like every time I come here, I have a good time.
Do you know what it is? I think, see, years and years ago, there was an incident, well, maybe not an incident, but I went to a gig and it was Colin Geddes and Aaron McCann in Narrowwater Castle. No, I'm talking literally like 2015, I think it was.
Oh, so that's even before I started.
Yeah, and that's pretty much, Newry didn't really know what comedy was, and there was a bunch of fucking wank bags at the front, got completely blocked, and
Classic.
It's not even that they were heckling, it's just that they were just talking loudly amongst themselves. So
That's almost worse than heckling.
Yeah, and funny actually, Kieran Bartlett was there as well, so I remember that was the first time I ever seen Kieran Bartlett and Aaron McCann. I went to the gig for Colin.
Yeah.
But I remember the day after, Colin posted a Facebook status, this is how long ago this was, and said something along the lines of, if you ever start in comedy, never ever gig in Newry. And I was like, no. So I think that we had a bit of a bad reputation for bad crowds at one stage, but I think Leanne McCooey's whipped us all into shape, and so's Darren, like, you know.
Oh yeah, they're the patron saints of comedy in Newry. I love that.
The worst part is, no, it's not the worst part, and I don't want them to think I'm slagging them off here.
Oh, I'll slag them off for you if you would like.
Technically, neither of them's from Newry.
Exactly. That's
So-
what it was. Yeah, Leanne's from was Camla or
I think she's living out in Camla direction, but I think she's originally from Newton Hamilton or something like that, or Newtown, or I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe she had a pub in Newtown. She'll batter me if I got that wrong. Like Darren's
Yeah,
Bestburg,
Bestburg,
like,
yeah.
so fuck them both.
yeah, exactly.
No. But yeah, so today we're here to talk about the 2010 John Landis film Burke and Hare.
Yep.
I don't even know why I had to check my notes for that. Like, so yeah, just a quick overview. So it's starring Simon Pegg as William Burke. You got fucking Andy Serkis in there as William Hare. Isla Fisher as the love interest, whose name I forget because I forgot to write it down.
Yeah, classic.
But one of the first things that struck me about this film, so just to kind of give you my background of it, I had not seen it until I watched it to talk about it here. But I remember coming out in 2010 and thinking, fuck, that looks really good. And I was quite excited to watch it, but then I seen the reviews were stinking.
The reviews aren't great,
Yeah.
and I don't understand why.
Yeah, I was surprised how much I enjoyed it then on the back of that, because
Yeah.
I was honestly like going in thinking, I'm going to fucking hate this.
Are you the type of person that would like kind of look at the reviews before watching something?
Yeah.
Or just go in completely blind? Or
It depends. So I listen to a lot of film podcasts, so by association I hear a lot of reviews.
Sure.
So generally I try not to. Like, so for example, I'm hoping to go see the new 28 Years Later film tomorrow, but the podcast I listen to doesn't come out to Friday, so I'll be looking forward to seeing if my views match up in theirs. Like,
yeah, that'll be interesting.
I think that's probably one of my main problems of me being a bad movie buff, is the fact that if a movie I'm looking forward to is a bad review, like a really bad review, I'm never gonna watch it. Like,
oh, for real?
Yeah, and I'm cutthroat like that. Like,
jeez.
Yeah, but there are ones where I've gone, oh fuck it, I'll watch it, and then they've turned into like my favorite films.
Yeah,
like Watchmen. Again, I bring up Watchmen nearly every episode. Like,
it's a fantastic movie.
It's got shit reviews, but I love it. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's a great movie. The TV series not so much, but I was a big fan of like the comic book. I didn't like the TV series at all. No,
I loved it. I thought it was class.
No. Like, if I'm comparing it to, it's kind of like apples and oranges and stuff like that, the TV series to the movie. But I don't know. I just much preferred the movie. I was a big fan of the comic book.
Yeah,
graphic novel.
I've got it there. Yeah,
there you go.
That's it.
Jeez, you have everything. This is like if Forbidden Planet gets robbed and they're checking people's houses in Uri, you're going up in front of the judge. Like.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty nerdy living room. Like,
I like it.
It's like if you're into like fantasy book, this is all mostly fantasy books. And then you've got fucking music shit. There's a banjo over there. Like, yeah. But no, it's nice. Like, I was saying to Jordan just off microphone there that Aoife said when we actually like buy our forever home that I'm not allowed any of this shit.
Yeah,
so
and I think that I will fight your corner if you want. I will come in. I'll be your lawyer in the arbitration period.
I'm just enjoying it while I can, to be honest.
That's fair.
You know.
That's fair.
But yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Watching Burke and Hare. Now I've got hearts next to a lot of these notes because I take notes while I'm actually watching it, and that was just a wee heart for every time I went, oh fuck, I didn't know they were in this. Yeah. Like, so
the cast is star-studded,
insane. Like, yeah.
And from like none of my favorite movies kind of line up this way, but my favorite genre is horror movies.
Okay.
But, like, I find my favorite movies are always like kind of dark comedies and stuff like that don't necessarily fall under the horror genre.
Yeah.
But when I was like looking at this is the most like, it's a British film and it's just star-studded with like people from like kind of horror backgrounds. Kind of, I'm sure you're gonna. I don't want to jump the shark
No, you're far away.
But like Christopher Lee, Rhys Shearsmith from The League of Gentlemen is in it.
Which one's that?
So he's one of McClintock's men, one of the militia guys.
Okay, yeah.
He's the like dark-haired, shorter one.
Not the one that's always fainting. The other guy, is it?
I don't know. I think he's the other guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's kind of like one of the three performing members of the League of Gentlemen who started off as like a sketch group, took their show to Edinburgh, and then from that got a BBC radio show that turned into a BBC show that ran for like 3 seasons, and he's also gone to do Psychoville and then Inside Number 9, which only recently ended, but it's like one of my favorite shows.
Okay, very good.
Like, I fanboy over the League of Gentlemen all the time. It's
not
dark comedy, like.
Not to be confused with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen,
which when I was younger, I genuinely thought it was like a prequel series for the movie. And I was like, this doesn't have Alan Turing in it, or not Alan Turing. What's his name?
Alan Shearer. No, sorry.
No,
it's not Alan Shearer.
A Match of the Day, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, right enough. I actually remember when, like, do you remember back in the day? How old are you? Sorry,
32 years old.
So I'm 33, so we're similar age. Like, but I remember back in the day before, like, you could watch trailers on YouTube and all. The only time you ever seen a trailer for a film was in the cinema.
Yeah, just before the films.
I forget what I went to see, but I seen the trailer for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and went, that's going to be the best movie of all time. Like, and then I remember going to the cinema and being like, I hated that, like, and I don't know why I hated it so much, but I just remember being like, I was like 10 or something. I was so disappointed.
Yeah,
like,
you thought Captain Nemo was Nemo. Alan Quartermain, that's his name.
Is that, who does he play?
Sean Connery plays Alan Quartermain.
Oh, okay.
There we go. I'm so glad that happened now and not 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like, oh, that's his fucking name.
There was like a story of, it was something Sean Connery turned down. I think it might have been The Matrix. I think he was originally... No.
He wasn't being Neo, was he?
No, I think he was originally meant to be Morpheus or something. There was something he turned down. I forget what it was. But basically, he regretted it. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I'll do more of those fantasy type, sci-fi movies. I'll do that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That would be super popular.
That'll work out. Did not work.
But yeah, so... League of Gentlemen, I remember it. It was like, was that the one where it's like, you're not a local?
Oh, yeah.
That one,
yeah. I'm trying to think of what the actual quote was. this is a local shop for local people.
Oh,
and all that
yeah,
kind of stuff. And that was long before that has become quite a touchy landmine to tread over.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it's fantastic. They had a feature film as well, which
Oh, yeah.
was a big dog shit, like, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I love the series, and I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, fair enough. So actually, I wasn't like, I remember watching that show back in the day, but I obviously wasn't big enough fan to pick up that he was in this, so I don't have him on my wee list here. But yeah, the first one, obviously, like, Bill Bailey. And it took me a second to realise it was him because he had no facial hair, he just had the mutton chops.
True, and I think he was a little bit, like, I'm not sure if it's prosthetics or anything like that, but this was when he was a little bit bigger, so this was before the Strictly Come Dancing Bill Bailey that we all know and love today.
Yeah.
This was, hibernation style, he's put on the beef kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he, like, I was the exact same as you when I was watching it. It didn't initially register to me that it was Bill Bailey.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a highlight for me.
Even when I said it, because Aoife watched it with me, when I said it to her, I was like, that's Bill Bailey. And she went, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And I was like, it fucking is, right? Like,
Get IMDb up right now.
Yeah. But that's, I actually can't even do that anymore, because I was saying, I recorded one with Owen Sloan there the other day, and I was saying to him, if I'm watching a film now, my phone has to be in another room.
Oh, shit.
Otherwise, I will sit in IMDb and be like, oh shit, rewind that there. Like, you know,
Yeah.
my head's fucking melted with shit like that.
Yeah, I get you. I'm very much like that too.
So the first one then, after Bill Bailey, was Ronnie Corbett. I was like,
Huge.
fucking Ronnie Corbett. No, he's tiny. Like, sorry. But Ronnie Corbett, absolute legend. Like,
Yeah, true. And I also didn't know he was also born in Edinburgh, where the film is set.
Yeah.
Different time periods, of course, but
Yeah, I only found that out after when I did that research. Like,
Oh, yeah?
Christopher Lee, as you said,
Huge.
again another moment I went, that's fucking Christopher Lee, and he went, no, it's not.
It was like, I think that was his second last movie that he did before he passed away. I
No
could
way.
be wrong, but I think Season of the Witch, that Nicolas Cage Plague movie, was his last one. I
Was
think.
Robert Sheehan in that?
I can't remember. I don't know.
I think he might have been. Yeah,
It was an awful movie, but
yeah.
good awful, if you know what I mean.
Because I remember being like, it was just after Misfits, and I was like, oh, he's proper famous now. He's in a movie with Nicolas Cage, and then nah, fucking shit. Like, so Hugh Bonneville, are you by any chance a Downton Abbey fan?
I have never watched Downton Abbey, but when I was younger, I would say I couldn't be further away from that kind of stuff. But now that I've grown older and I have like more appreciation of historical fiction,
Yeah.
I think I might give Downton Abbey a try.
It's so good. Like, it is so good. And just what you said there is exactly my mindset. Like, my parents used to watch it when I lived with them, and I'd be like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, and basically my dad being like, look at those, me being my dad, you're watching those classist bastards and all, like, you know, me being a wee fucking Lenin in the house.
Yeah, we need another revolution in this house right now.
Pretty much. Like, and then one day I was hungover and I was scrolling through Netflix, and I noticed on Netflix it doesn't just say Downton Abbey, it says Masterpiece Classic Downton Abbey, and I was like, if something's described as that, it has to be good. Like,
Yeah.
so I was like, not telling anyone about it, but I'm gonna watch like 2 episods, see how I get on here.
You're
And
hiding it from your friends and family.
I was like doing heroin or something. I was like, don't look at me. But I was like, I'll give it a blast here. And I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, this is unreal. And I did the same with The Crown when it came out. I was like, didn't want anyone to know.
So I've done the same with The Crown, but I say like, coming from the background that I come from, like, if my mum found out I'm watching The Crown, she'd be like, I finally turned him.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
she'd be very happy about the fact. But I'm watching it for the historical relevance, and that's it.
Fair enough. Well, me coming from what sounds like the opposite background, my dad walked in on me watching The Crown one day, and you'd swear he caught me wanking or something. He was like, what are you watching? I was like, Boardwalk Empire. So yeah, but so I got one of the lads onto The Crown, and I was like, man, just trust me, like,
It's very good.
it's class.
Yeah.
Like, and then after I watched that second episode of Downton, I text him being like, no, trust me in this one, just
Get
stay
on
with
it.
me, watch Downton Abbey. And he had the entire 5 seasons rinsed quicker than I did.
Jesus.
Like, and now we're talking about, we'll eventually get there someday, planning a trip over to Highclere Castle where
That's
it's filmed.
very cool. I
But-
love that kind of stuff.
So as soon as I seen Hugh Bonneville in this, I was like, oh, there he is, Lord
So,
Crawley.
I think you're just bringing people down to Newry to go on your podcast just to convert them into Downton Abbey fans. Is that?
Pretty much.
I'm getting that kind of feeling.
Downton Abbey and Friar Tuck's, like,
Man, so Monaghan Street,
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Fire Tucks there. Yes. But Sugar Island,
What?
No, not
Oh,
Sugar
no.
Island. I have heard too many stories about the Sugar Island.
Okay, right. Well, I'm not going to defend them too much here because last weekend, not weekend just past, the weekend before, me and Aoife did. I don't know if you've seen, but there was like a walk from Lurgan to Omeath in support of Palestine.
Oh, cool.
So me and Aoife picked it up, the walk in Newry, and walked from Newry to Omeath. Got back to Newry. There was shuttle bus around us back to Newry at 12:30. I was like, Aoife, we just did like fucking 20,000 steps. I'm starving.
Yeah. Fire ducks.
It's time to tuck it up, like, you know. So Sugar Island's the only one that's open late.
Right.
What they'll do is they'll bring the counter to the front of the door so no one can get in. They just serve people outside it. And I just got the usual Super FT meal. And I need to stop talking about Fire Talks in this podcast.
Get them to sponsor the podcast.
That's what I'm trying to do, like Downies.
I'll say Sugar Island's fantastic if that will make you get sponsored.
Well, no, actually, I'm about to badmouth them here. Like,
okay.
So they must have ran out of their proper chips, so they gave us like frozen chips. Ooh. And like Aoife literally opened it up, looked at it, took one bite, went nope, and just didn't. I didn't even finish mine. Like, so Sugar Island's in my bad books at the moment, but I think they're both pretty much the same for the most part. Like,
no, I'll tell you after the podcast the stories I've heard because it might be defamation at this point.
Okay, fair. Now you're the first person that, for some reason, every time someone comes here, I ask them, have they had a Fire Talk? So you're the first person that said yes.
So
that isn't from Newry.
There's been times where I have gone to Newry specifically for a Fire Talks.
Yes. Where are you living at the moment? Are you at Belfast or actually?
No, so a place called Derry Boy. So it's still in County Down.
Okay.
It's like near Downpatrick, Killyleigh direction.
Okay.
So
because I was going to say there's probably a closer one than Newry.
No, I don't think so.
No.
So is the one in Armagh still open?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not, but yeah, I think Newry's the closest because there's two in Newry, one in Warrenpoint. It's weird that I know all the locations.
You're the perfect guest here. Like,
Darren was the first person to get me a Fire Trucks, and I'm realizing we're not talking about Burke and Hare. This is more a Newry podcast than anything else now. But we used to. So Darren used to bring me down for the gig that used to be in McCooey's Cafe on Monaghan Street. And we used to get a Friar Tux before and after the gig.
Yeah.
But I've done a couple of gigs now with Darren and Leanne, but then also with other people in Newry, like just supporting them on their shows and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm trying to get there early enough to get Friar Tux.
Oh, it's so good. Like, I think the only thing you can say about it is you never feel good after eating.
No,
it
you never
puts you down. Like, you know, you can feel your blood thickening as you eat it. Like,
but the anticipation before it is always worth it.
So good. Like, honestly,
that's almost what you're after. It's the anticipation more than actually eating it.
That's it. Right. Sorry, I get back to this.
Back to the podcast.
So next on the list, and probably Simon Fornaby. Are you familiar with who Simon Fornaby is?
The name sounds familiar.
So he's an English actor. In this film, he plays the actual William Wordsworth, the one that doesn't get in and gets accused of being a phony.
Yeah.
But I know him from, I used to be a huge Mighty Bush fan. Technically still am. He was in Mighty Bush.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was also, at the moment, he's like super successful at the moment. He co-wrote the first two Paddington films. And he's in the Paddington films as well with Paul King, who also directed a lot of the Mighty Bush. So as soon as I saw him, I was like, fucking yes, Simon Fornaby. And then probably my favourite moment in the entire film is when Paul Whitehouse turns up.
Yes.
Falls down the steps. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, don't remember the last time I laughed so much at a film. So overall, I think, I was saying to Aoife, like, I think this is like maybe a 3 out of 5, the film, but there's 2 moments in it that I actually had to pause it that I was laughing that much. Like, that was one of them, the Paul Whitehouse moment, and the other one was the bit, and I don't even know why it was funny. Aoife wasn't even smiling at it. The bit where Hugh Bonneville is announcing the King's competition to advance science and all, and he says there's going to be like a hefty cash prize, and all the like old doctors go and lean in. I was in bits, like, but no, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So I think, who else have we got there? So
you got Michael Smiley.
Oh, who's that now?
So he was in Spaced.
Yeah.
And like most of the cast.
The Belfast guy.
Yeah, he's from Belfast, and he's been in like loads of different class movies, kind of like Kill List and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He is. There was also back before I started doing stand up, I went to. Do you remember a TV show called Monumental that used to be on BBC NI?
I don't think so.
So it was like a panel show, and they had like different people come over and to host it, but they always had like the same people. It was like Mickey Bartlett and stuff like that on the panel, and Michael Smiley was on the panel at one of the shows where I got a ticket to go watch the taping of.
Nice.
I was like, who is this guy? I thought he was a comedian, didn't realize he was an actor, and now anything that he's in I try and watch.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Because I watched Spaced so long ago, could barely remember it, but he's the guy in Spaced that he's like coming down.
Yeah,
from
he's
a
always
night
walked out like
the kettle's on or something, and then the phone starts ringing, and he's
That's
like,
it.
"Yeah,
That's it.
I remember he was also in The World's End.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
third in the Cornetti trilogy.
Yeah.
That was probably
He
the
seemed
first
to
I've
have
seen him.
got a good relationship with Simon Pegg, like a good working relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Good stuff.
Yeah, get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time with people like me. Get Michael Smiley on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think he'd listen to me, to be honest. Like, have you had Fair Talks before? Like,
Yeah, give him a coleslaw bomb and he'll be happy.
who else we got here? I don't think, in terms of actual people that went, holy fuck, like
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, fucking hell.
That was one of his last roles. Obviously, he has some like health problems and stuff like that. So that was the last role where he was like physically acting in, and everything since then has been voiceover work and stuff like that.
Did he have a stroke or something?
I think so. Yeah. I know he's in a wheelchair now. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I love Tim Curry. I think
he's fantastic.
probably my I've never seen actual fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like,
That's another one.
But I think for me, he's just fucking Long John Silver, like in Muppets Treasure Island. Like,
Never seen any Muppets movies.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Like when I heard the premise of this podcast, I'm like, oh well, that's two of us then.
Yeah.
Because there's so many movies that I haven't seen.
Fair enough.
That always seem to come out in podcasts.
Yeah.
When people are like, no, fuck off, you definitely have seen that movie.
Yeah.
No.
What's your biggest glaring omissions, do you think?
The Godfather. That's a big one.
I think that's understandable though.
So when I turned 18, I love movies like from when I was no age. When I turned 18, the first thing, I didn't go out to a pub to get a drink. The first thing I did was went down to Forestside to the HMV, and I bought 2 movies that were 18 rated.
Right.
And one of them was House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie.
Okay.
And then the other was the Godfather trilogy.
Okay.
And to this day, I still haven't watched the Godfather trilogy.
Fair enough.
Still have them on DVD.
Yeah.
Never watched them.
I've got not the same, but I got Blade Runner 2049, which I have seen on 4K DVD and still haven't watched it. Like, and that was like 3 years ago. Like, I keep weirdly, like, I'm like saving it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll save that. I'll make
it's
a
like
day
a bottle
of
of
it.
champagne.
Yeah, and then I never get to it. And same, I got the Lord of the Rings in 4K. I haven't watched them since. Like,
Okay.
Again, I think I've hyped up Lord of the Rings in such a good way. It's like I can't be tired that day. I can't fall asleep in the middle of it. Like, you know.
That's fair.
But I'll fucking get to them. So I completely understand where you're coming from. So Godfather. What was the other one? Oh, sorry. What was your other glaring omission? I was going to say House of a Thousand Corpses there.
No, that's quite a niche movie for. Like, I guarantee you, I'm probably one of the only 100 people in Northern Ireland who have actually seen that movie.
Is it good?
Not really.
No.
No, but enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, you can. Like, it doesn't have a lot of artistic merit, but I enjoy it, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of, that's how I rate movies, out of enjoyment more than like kind of cinematic techniques or anything like that.
Apparently, Rob Zombie had like a really hard time directing that. He had to like.
I think there's like stories of him having a hard time directing every single movie that he's done. Maybe he's just, I don't know, a hard person to get along with.
In that case, there he had to dig through the ditches and burn all the bridges. I'm so sorry. That's a niche shit joke, but
I very much enjoyed it. If I was listening to this podcast right now, I'd be going like, "Fuck yes!" Just point.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But I don't think I've seen any of his movies. He also did like, was it Halloween?
Yeah, the 2007 remake of Halloween,
Yeah.
and then Halloween 2, which is like a standalone kind of his own kind of sequel of Halloween, which wasn't very good.
Fair. Right, what else have we got here? So, first thing that struck me about this was, so the reason you chose this, and we've talked a lot about Nuri on this episode, is because you said there's a Nuri connection.
Yes.
So I did a bit of research, and essentially what it is, I hate the term "I did a bit of research." It's just a right-wing bullshit sentence,
delved
isn't it?
into
Like,
the archives.
yeah, I clicked the first link I seen when I googled it, and looked at the first line I seen in Wikipedia.
So according to ChatGPT,
yeah. So essentially, Andy Serkis plays William Hare in this, and it's unknown what William Hare's place of birth is, but they've narrowed it down to either Tyrone, Newry, or somewhere else.
Yeah, so I can't remember which one it was, whether it was William. The fact that they have both the same first name is very confusing to me. I don't like it. So either Burke or Hare was either born in Scarva or somewhere near Newry, but
it was Hare.
Oh, was it her?
Yeah, it was her,
I was like, no, they're both guys. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Burke was born in Donegal.
Okay, yeah. And then, but her worked in Points Pass.
Oh, okay.
So I think there is documented proof. There's a guy that does kind of dark history tours around the north of Ireland, and he does a talk about Burke and Hare.
Yeah.
So I had some questions, and that's where I found out specifically where they were from.
That's cool.
Yeah. So he's Alternative Ulster Tours, if anybody's listening. It's a shameless plug.
I was actually just about to ask about that. That sounds really cool. Because I think there's just such an untapped well of cool wee history things about the country. What do you call that one? You might know about this. There was a woman, I think she was Lurgan direction.
Buried, died once, buried twice.
Yeah. What was the crack of that?
So, I don't know the specific details, but I know there was a problem in the 17th, 18th centuries where people got certain diseases and stuff like that would leave them in a comatose state. So they aren't dead, but they appear to be dead.
Yeah.
They don't seem to have like breathing or anything like that, no chest movements or anything. So people were buried while they were still alive.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the things come from, like Saved by the Bell. That saying comes from being buried alive, because some people would be connected up to a pulley system that would ring a bell.
Attached to their toe
or their wrist or something like that. And that would indicate that the person in the coffin that has been buried is still alive, and they need to get them out as soon as possible.
That's also, I've heard, where the term dead ringer comes from.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. So like,
it makes sense.
If you've seen someone look like someone you thought they were dead, you'd be like, oh, they're a dead ringer.
That makes so much sense. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm going to take that as gospel now and tell everybody about it.
No one Google that. But I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah,
I forget where I was. I think it might have been like Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. This is very specific, because I'm saying I'm not sure. It might have been then the most specific thing ever. But Ripley's Believe It or Not museum at Niagara Falls, I think, is where I found this out. And it was essentially they had like a fake grave with a bell ringing outside it that was meant to like scare you. So I think that's I retain weird memories. Like,
and that is a very weird place. Was it the Canadian side or the American side?
Canadian side.
So going to Canada to find research out about someone who's been buried in Lurgan is
oh no, not the Lurgan thing.
Okay.
Just the dead ringer thing. The Lurgan thing, I can tell you specifically where I found out about that. I used to work for Debenhams. This is so not even interesting. I was delivering our sofa for Debenhams, and one of the men I work with, shout out to Joe, was like, we're driving past somewhere out that direction. He is like, oh, in there, and then told me the story. So I think what had happened then was she was buried, and then it was grave robbers went to take her jewellery, and when they went to cut the rings off her fingers and poked her, and she was like, ah! And they're like, whoa! So I think that's what he told me that day anyway, but I don't know.
That brings it beautifully back into the podcast now.
Grave robbing, yeah.
Do you know there is giving tours for the Belfast Charitable Society at Clifton House, and Clifton Street Cemetery is attached to the house. So I know quite a lot about grave robbing at the minute. But did you know there is a distinct legal definition between grave robbing and body snatching?
Oh, so can I guess?
Yeah.
Is grave robbing everything but the body?
Yes.
And then body snatching's taking the actual body.
What do you think was got punished harsher?
Grave robbing.
Yes.
Yeah, because I suppose if you snatch a body, you're either donating it to science, or well, at the time, or just
selling it to science,
or
at the
bucking
point.
it.
Yeah. After the there's an act in 1832 that enabled people to donate their bodies to medical science and stuff like that. And as soon as that happened, grave robbing pretty much went downhill.
It was called the Anatomy Act.
The Anatomy Act. There you go. I was thinking of it. Yes. I find that like outstandingly interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that it was more you got a lesser sentence if you were just to steal the body and leave all the jewelry and stuff like that in the coffin.
Madness. Like.
Madness.
So just to delve back into the movie real quickly here. So the film is about William Burke and William Hare, and essentially they figure out an easy way to get money in Edinburgh at the time is to kill people and sell their cadavers to Robert Knox was the name of the doctor.
Yeah,
He was
Bobby
paying
Knox.
them £5 a body in the movie, which works out around £732
You
modern
have done
money.
your research. This is excellent. I love this.
So basically, the first thing that happened was, and it's in the film, is that a lodger of William Hare's dies, and to get rid of the bodies, like, fuck, we'll sell it to the college here. Edinburgh at the time was like the hotspot of medical advancement in the world. Apparently,
was it the anatomy school, the school of anatomy or something like that? Yeah, they were doing a lot of like groundbreaking, pioneering dissections and stuff like that, and just basically understanding how human bodies worked. There.
Super interesting. Like, but basically then, because like, so at the time, they're only allowed to use cadavers that were found dead in prison, suicide. Foundlings was essentially abandoned children that died, or orphans.
There was also people who were executed on behalf of the state.
So because there's not always a well of these bodies turning up, it led to a lot of grave robbing, and there is a part in the movie where when Robert Knox's assistant, who's played by your man Michael Smiley, when he basically realised that they don't have a body for this class, and he gets one of the grave robbers to give him this rotted corpse of
the reveal of that was quite funny as well.
Stinking, but yeah. So that's essentially where it led to. So sometimes you'll hear these called the Westport murders, as well.
That was the area of Edinburgh that most of the body snatching and murders that went on to murders happened.
Basically Burke and Hare, it's like a dark comedy about them killing a load of people. Like, but yeah, fuck, what was I gonna say? So there was 17 victims overall, 16 in the film. They were caught in real life, because there was lodgers of William Hare's that found Margaret Doherty was the last victim, found her body, and essentially noted the police. So the main difference, the film, was that in the film they were kind of talking amongst each other. William Burke, played by Simon Pegg, is like, I'll take the rap for this. Now, what actually happened in real life was William Hare was offered, is like, if you admit that you did this and rat him out, we'll let you go free.
Yeah, send him down the river, like.
Pretty much. So another main difference between the film and what happened in real life is that in the film, William Burke, Simon Pegg, I'll just call them by actors' names to not make it confusing. A lot easier. He's chasing after Isla Fisher's character, and in real life he was actually already married to a woman who also helped him with the murders. So she was to be convicted as well, but they didn't have sufficient evidence to prosecute her. So after all that happened, the only one that actually went down for it was William Burke. And to this day, which is the end of the movie, which is really fucking cool.
I think it's a class ending.
You've definitely visited this, have you, in real life? His body's on display. Is it Edinburgh Natural History Museum?
No, I think it's the...
the Science Museum.
The Science Museum, yeah.
To this day, William Burke's body is on display there, which I thought was cool as fuck.
The first time I went to go see it, it was... I used to travel in Scotland quite a lot for ice hockey.
Yeah.
And... going to Edinburgh, we were playing the Edinburgh Capitals that night, and I went there specifically to go see the skeleton.
Right.
The whole floor was closed for like renovations.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
Devastated. But I went back like a couple of months later and I was there.
Fair enough, yeah. There was a couple of wee cool kind of trivia bits about this. Now, I actually do have a lot of bullshit written out, and I don't know why I write it out so much, I guess, because I'm always fucking struggling to navigate it. So another one of the kind of cool historical things in this, you actually might know this. This was the first fucking bit of trivia I read about this when I was doing my research. But so there's a bit in this where Tim Curry turns around to one of the other doctors and says, "Your breath is appalling." Have you read about this?
Yeah.
This blew my mind. So the character that he's speaking to is based on a real life doctor called Dr. Lister. So he was the first ever person to use carbolic acid in the aid of cleaning, like surgery tools and stuff. Absolute medical breakthrough at the time. And Listerine mouthwash is named after him. So that's essentially the joke in the film.
Yeah.
Which is such a fucking niche joke.
You need to have a degree to get it, essentially.
Yeah.
No, it was one of those ones where I can't remember who told me that fact, but I think it was a walking tour that I was doing of Edinburgh, and it must have been 2012, 2013 maybe, when I found this out, and I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It checks.
It's cool. It was a funny joke without the historical knowledge behind it. I laughed at it.
True.
And then
Very true.
when I read it up on it earlier today, I was like, fuck! Like, that's so much better now. Like,
there are some anachronisms in the movie though, just with Greyfriars Bobby and stuff like that, because when they are going through robbing a body, in one of the scenes there's a small dog watching them, which is, they don't say it specifically, but it's like Greyfriars Bobby. But like when actual murders happened to when Greyfriars Bobby, I think there was definitely a chunk of time where it was like, no, it was not at the same time.
I didn't know that about the
sorry
dog.
if I've spoiled the movie for you by saying that, but
well, you know what? Get out of my house. No. But Greyfriars Bobby. So for anyone that doesn't know, he was a Skye Terrier that essentially waited by his owner John Gray's grave for 14 years after his owner had passed. So if you go to Edinburgh nowadays, there's a statue of him in the city centre, and then I'm assuming, is there something by John Gray's grave as well?
I'm not sure, but like I know there. It's kind of like the Molly Malone statue in Dublin.
Yeah,
like,
tits rubbed off her.
The tits rubbed off her, but it's the dog's nose.
Oh yeah.
And like I didn't know that a dog's nose was as appetizing as a pair of bronze breasts. But here we are.
Yeah. Have you seen that like Dublin City Council have now hired someone to tell people not to touch their wobs?
I gig in Dublin quite a lot, and the main one of the main places that I gig is in the International Comedy Club, which is on Wicklow Street, which is literally just around the corner. And when I heard about this, I was like, next time I was gigging there, I have to go check it out. It's 100% like someone in a Dublin Council jacket.
Do you think like she has like a degree and all? It's a lady that I seen doing it in a video. Or do you think maybe they rotate who does it? Oh, you're on tit duty today.
Yeah. You have to check the rota, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm on.
But can you imagine
titty watch tonight?
Can you imagine it wasn't a rota and that's just someone's full time job? It's like, oh, what do you do? Well,
I'm Lord Tit Protector of Dublin Council.
Oh, that's quality.
And do they have to do it for any other statues?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. There is a lot of statues in the world that has that kind of problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of people rubbing them for luck.
On Charles Bridge in Prague, there's same as Greyfriars Bobby. There's like a bronze plaque of a dog that people pet, and it's night and day comparison just because it's touched so much.
There's like a Japanese version of Greyfriars Bobby called Hachi. Have you ever heard of Hachi? No. There's a film about it which is obviously Americanized because God help anyone not remake a fucking. But what do you call him? What do you call your boy with the hamster up his arse again?
The what?
The actor with a fucking grey-haired man. Officer and a Gentleman. There was rumors he shoved a hamster up. Why am I blanking on his name?
What's his fucking
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere.
So Richard Gere plays the owner in this. So essentially, Hachi. It's a very similar story to Greyfriars Bobby, and the film is meant to be brilliant, but I just know it would emotionally cripple me. If you don't want the film spoiled, don't listen for the next 30 seconds. But essentially, are you happy with me spoiling it for you?
100%. Yeah, I will cry though.
So Hachi, please do. First person to cry in the podcast. Hachi was like an Akita. You know those type of dogs.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, it's too heavy.
My favorite breed of dog.
But essentially, I'm grand now as well. Hachi was like always like seen his owner out the door on the way to work, and would always like give him a wee goodbye pets and all. Like the owner would give him. The dog was betting him. But one day the dog went mental, wouldn't let the owner leave, and just kept barking at him. So eventually, obviously, the owner did leave because it's like, that dog's a fucking psycho. But ended up dying that day in like a car crash or something.
Jesus.
But the dog always used to wait for him in the train station when he came back, and then the dog after he died just waited in the train station for like 10 years or something till he died. It's like that episode of Futurama. Like.
Oh no.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park season 2 episode 4 or something.
Man, you're an encyclopedia. But I like though. I think they should have gone with a different direction for the movie, because it would be hilarious to see a dog version of Nostradamus who just predicts everybody's death.
Yeah.
Like if he starts barking in like the year in like I don't know, August 2001, it was like, oh, what's going to happen next month?
Yeah, right enough.
9/11.
Yeah.
Am I the first person to mention 9/11 on the podcast?
No, I like to bring it up every episode.
Fuck.
Yeah. You know, remember. But there is like a cat that did that in America, where like a hospital cat. Did you ever hear? Probably really unhygienic.
Yeah.
So there was like a hospital cat that if it lay at the foot of your bed that day, the patient died. And you know, that's one of those things, as I said out loud, sounds not true. Don't Google that.
It sounds more like an urban legend,
Yeah.
but I'm very much here for urban legends as well.
There is a thing. There was a cat that it could also detect Parkinson's, I think, or like a version. I need to like stop pulling these fucking half-ass facts out of my arse.
I would like if like a Belfast Live article was about it and it was complete clickbait. You clicked into it and it turns out the cat can only identify if your surname is Parkinson's and not that you have Parkinson's disease. That's a sketch.
If you had a famous talk show in the 80s and 90s, it'd be all over.
If you were mates with George Best,
then. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of fucking what else. I had so much shit written down here. Yes. At the start of the film, the kind of introduction to Burke and Hare is them. Actually, before I even get into this, what do you think of their accents?
So, Andy Serkis's one, not bad. For the most part, Simon Pegg's one, not amazing.
Yeah.
But not, like, comically bad.
Yeah.
So, I would give it Andy Serkis a B+, and Simon Pegg a C.
What about Isla Fisher?
Well, apparently, so she is of Scottish descent.
Oh, really?
Like her mum and dad are Scottish.
Oh, okay.
So I genuinely thought she would do a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just sounds off.
I thought hers was surprisingly good. I thought she was an American at first, but she's actually Australian.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
So I think so anyway, yeah. So I thought overall the accents were surprisingly good. There were some moments in the film where you're like, what are you doing here? Like, but you can only ask so much. But like, I think this came out in 2010, and I think the difference in levels of fame for Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis are insanely different now, because I think back then Andy Serkis was just the guy that did Gollum.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew him for that.
That was still pretty huge.
Yeah.
But I guess just because it was like it was obviously he did the movements and stuff like that, but it was like the motion capture thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like his face.
Yeah.
So I guess that, and like he done a load of it, like the Peter Jackson King Kong movie.
Yeah.
He used Andy Serkis for Kong as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just kind of seems that he's very good at movement, not so much at acting. But
yeah.
No, he's done a bunch of stuff since.
I love him.
Yeah,
I love him.
Fantastic.
A friend of mine, and he did listen to every episode at this one stage, and this is going to be a nice test because he will text me absolute abuse for this. Is the double Andy Serkis, like Martin Boyle? You know who you are. Shout out to Martin. He's not really the double of him at all, but one day I said it to him and he wasn't too happy with me. Like, but I really do like Andy Serkis. Tell me this: have you watched Andor?
Oh no, I haven't. No, I've checked out of Star Wars.
I did as well, kind of. Well, I say checked out. I still watch most things that come out of it, but I'm like, this is shit. But Andor is insanely good. Like,
yeah, my fiance's dad.
Congrats on the engagement, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I can go now that you've mentioned it. He is a gentleman of a certain age that his movie recommendations, if it doesn't have anything to do with World War II, he normally doesn't recommend anything.
Okay.
But Andor was one of the things that he recommended for me to watch, so I don't know, I might have to give it a go. Is Disney Plus?
Yeah, Disney Plus. Have you watched Say Nothing?
Yes.
It's closer to Say Nothing than it is A New Hope. I'll
real?
Tell you that much, yeah.
Oh, Jerry Adams is in it?
Jerry Adams is in it, and at the end of every episode it says
he was
Darth
not in the
Vader had nothing to
rebellion.
do with the Empire. But no joke, it actually is like. But the writers and creators of Andor, there's a scene, I'll not spoil who fucking dies, but there's a scene in it that the writers have directly said were inspired by an IRA funeral that they've seen videos of. Like the whole 2 seasons is literally like insane. It's insanely close to saying nothing. Like,
I have to watch it now.
yeah, so I'll give you this pre-warning. First couple episodes of the first season are slow.
Yeah,
and then I actually stopped watching it after like episode 3, going, oh, this is another Star Wars bollocks.
Yeah.
And then I heard how good it was, jump back in. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because Andy Serkis plays a small role in it.
Okay.
And it's such a good part. Like his character name's Kino Loy. Doesn't spoil anything, but it's so good. Like, but yeah, love Andy Serkis, love Simon Pegg, obviously.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird about the film. There was kind of some almost like fan service to old inventions thrown in, like shoehorned into the film. So
like the shoehorn.
Yeah. Fucking hell, I'm slow today. But one of them. So the photograph, what did he originally call it? The heliograph or something?
Something like that, yeah.
So
it really did feel out of place, didn't it?
They were like, oh, photograph. Like, and there was the other bit. Do you remember the sex scene where they talk about inventing the funeral parlor?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That's like I've said some stuff during sex that I'm not proud of. And nothing as bad as coming up with the concept of a wake.
Yeah, and it was him and that woman, the actress that plays her, I forget her name, but she's in space as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's essentially a weirdly aggressive sex scene where while they're riding, they invent the concept of the funeral business, like, which I just thought was completely insane. Like, but yeah, at the start of the film, when you're first introduced to Burke and Hare, as kind of like grifters, they're selling Scottish moss as like a health cure.
Are they not selling Irish moss?
Oh.
Yeah, because they say it's from the hills of
It
Donegal.
is Irish moss, sorry.
Yeah.
Damn you, IMDb.
That's what they should have said, because that would make it a lot less kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
Because are you just importing like on a boat like all this Irish moss? It doesn't make sense.
So the funny thing, which apparently John Landis was...
I think I know what you're going to say, and it's a great tidbit of information.
Far away.
No, you go.
Okay, so
it's your podcast. I'm just excited.
No, here, you're the guest. But yeah, so the funny thing is that they're outed for that. They're like, that's not actually moss, that's cheese mold. But essentially, if they have actually had moss, then they could have discovered penicillin.
Yeah.
Which is mad. Like,
which definitely is a miracle cure when you think about it as well.
Like, yeah, the concept of antibiotics terrifies and amazes me.
Yeah. In equal measure.
Modern medicine. So here's another one for you. David Tennant was originally meant to play William Hare, which would have been a completely different film altogether. I think
it really would. And, you know, I don't know how his accent would have been, if it would have been any better or not.
I don't know. David Tennant generally tends to knock it out of the park, doesn't he? Like,
he does.
I think he can be a really, really good actor and still have a shit accent.
Oh, true.
Like, I think the classic example of that being Leonardo DiCaprio in Gangs in New York.
Very true.
Fucking terrible accent, but great movie. Like,
very true. Yeah, it was. Did he have to turn it down for any specific reason? Do you know, or like was it a conflict with filming, or
it was a conflict with something else he had on essentially.
Because I know he has roots in. Because I remember watching Who Do You Think You Are? And
Who do you think you are? I am. Sorry. Did you ever see that bowling video? No. What's Who Do You Think You Are? Is that kind of like that Piers Morgan show?
No, it's like so a bunch of celebrities go on and they have like a team of genealogists who like look back and tell you pretty much your family history.
Okay.
And loads of celebrities have been on it, and there's a British and American version. The British version is a lot better in my opinion, just because I find it a lot more like kind of interesting. But David Tennant was on, and apparently he has roots in the Orange Order in Northern Ireland.
No way.
And like when he found this out, he was like, shit. Yeah. Just it's very interesting. And then there's a bunch of other ones. So
the words Orange Order are written somewhere in these notes here in relation to this podcast. We'll get to that later. Yeah, is that the one that Danny Dyer turned out is like a descendant of like King George or something?
That's exactly
like,
it.
Yeah.
That is exactly it.
Here, do you know what I went to, just on the topic of me being all over the show with this podcast? Did you ever see which king was discovered under the car park?
King Richard.
Did you ever go to that?
No, I haven't been there, but
unreal.
Yeah.
I had a friend that lived in Leicester, and I went to visit him. fucking dickhead forgot to book work off, so I just had a day in Leicester by myself, went around to all the museums. But I went to that one there, and it was absolutely class. It was super interesting.
That is my favourite thing to do, go around museums, because like a little insider information, I came down early just to go to the museum in Newry today.
Yeah, and I was saying to you before we started recording that like not a single person from Newry has been to that thing. Like, I would definitely like. It sounds pretty good from what you've told me, so I should definitely give it a blast.
It is definitely worth the money of it. Like the entrance fee it's worth it because it's entirely free.
I was gonna say, I was a bastard.
It's 75 quid, but you get to go all year round. It's
Did they say anything about the founding of it or anything about?
Well, there was a lot. There was a lot about Bagnall's Castle and stuff like that, and the beef that they had with the O'Neills in Tyrone, and then how the castle was used, and then the workhouse in Newry, and then kind of like the forming of what Newry came to be, essentially.
It was a bakery though, did they say anything about that?
Victoria's Bakery and the McCann's.
So I think they went to knock it down, and then they were like, oh shit, this isn't what we thought it was. Like, and that's how they eventually turned it into
so they didn't know it was Bagnall's Castle?
I don't think so.
Oh shit.
I don't think so. Could be wrong, but
very interesting.
There's no one that has anything to do with knowing that information will listen to this. So yeah, no, that's definitely 100% true. Yep. But it's cool. I'd actually like have to give it a blast at some stage. But yeah, it's hard to beat a good museum.
Yeah.
But in crossover shit here, there's actually a movie about the founding of that King Under the Car Park.
Oh yeah.
But I forget the name of it. So fuck it. Like.
Classic.
So Simon Farnaby, I was saying, who plays the actual William Wordsworth in this, actually played William Hare in Horrible Histories.
Oh, there you go.
There's a fun one for you.
Oh man, I grew up on Horrible History, so I love that.
Did you? Yeah.
I love that bit of trivia.
I never got into it, to be honest. I never tried to get into it.
The books were like I think apart from Pokemon cards, obviously, it was the first thing I collected.
Okay.
And to this day, there's a series of books called The Shortest History Of, and it's like loads of different subjects.
Yeah.
I collect them like I collect the Horrible History books back in the day.
Nice. Yeah. I was a Goosebumps guy.
Oh yeah, no, I was big Goosebumps as well.
Goosebumps and Beano, the Beano.
Yeah. I was part of the Beano Club for a while.
Also was I. Yeah.
We were going through so many tangents.
I know, sorry. It's
no, it's not.
It's my problem. Like.
I think. Have you been diagnosed with any neurodivergence or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, I will peer review you. We are both autistic, and we need a someone to come in and stage manage this podcast to keep us on track.
My sister-in-law said to me a few weeks ago, I forget what it was. Yeah, I revealed to her that sometimes when I'm eating crisps, if I don't want to get my fingers messy, I eat crisps with chopsticks. And at the time of like telling her about this, I was drinking electrolytes. I was hungover, so drinking electrolytes out of like, you know, one of those crazy straws. And she went, "You're 100% autistic." Like, and I was like, "Shut up." But yeah, a few people have said that to me. Maybe I should get tested, but
well, it's a 4 or 5 year waiting list for the GP. So
is it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Well, here. It's probably best not knowing these type of things, you know.
Exactly. Just keep it a mystery. Or if you have $3,000, you can go private.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could be a shout, actually. Like,
yeah, do it as like a Patreon exclusive.
That would be fucking quality. Like me finding out in real time whether I'm neurodivergent or not. Like, I wanted to talk briefly. So I think that's pretty much all I have in terms of film. But before I do, because I've got a wee section I thought because of your background and your interests, I could go into a bit of Newry history and general history.
That is very cool. I'd be very much up for that.
So, John Landis, bad guy.
American Werewolf in London, I think, it's definitely up there as a titan of horror cinema.
I've never seen it. I don't think I've seen any of his films. When I was going through
Blues Brothers,
I watched the start of it and fell asleep very recently.
Trading Places?
Never seen Coming to America. I've never seen Beverly Hill Cop 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either before.
But there was, I was reading up because there was a few people kind of read comments yapping about him, and I was like, oh, what's this about? And then there was like an incident on the set of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
So essentially, I didn't really, I seen that he was actually being like not prosecuted, but he was charged
Yeah.
with whatever happened. But he was found innocent, was he?
Yeah, I think he definitely wasn't found guilty or culpable, I don't think, but I don't know how many people. I think it was 3,
Yeah.
including 2 children, passed away.
3 people died,
Yeah.
6 injured, 6 seriously
Jesus.
injured.
And it was a helicopter crash, wasn't it?
Essentially, what I read, and again, my source is like a Reddit comment here, so it wasn't great conditions, and he was like, "Fuck it,
Go
filmed
for
it
it, yeah.
anyway," and that's what happened. Like, so this is actually his last film.
Is this the last one that he's done?
I think so. Yeah,
Jesus.
I think this is his. I might have to edit this part out. But that was his first film in 12 years. The last one he did was 1998, Susan's Plan. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Never seen it.
I'd never seen or heard of it. Like,
No.
but yeah, so which brings me on to a fun fact about the word helicopter. Do you know this?
Definitely autistic. But please continue.
So you know, oh god, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
finding out a lot of stuff about myself
I am
today.
having a great time right now.
Do you know what a big problem of it is? I think I'm very, very sensitive to caffeine.
Oh,
And
okay.
I always drink a cup of tea before this podcast, and then you
You're ready
think
to
it did
go.
a line of gear. Sometimes I'm like, bah, 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 bah. I'm like a machine gun, like. But I was just because it brings me to the part of the film where he originally calls the photograph a heliograph,
Okay.
which made me think of this, and it ties in nicely with the John Landis helicopter incident. Not that anything has ever tied in nicely with that. Like, so the word helicopter, as most modern words, is amalgamation of 2 Latin words. So the first one, which you'd assume it's going to be heli and copter, but it's actually helico, which means spiral, and PTER, which means winged, like a pterodactyl. Like, that blew my mind. Like, did you know all this?
So in school, I went to a fancy school in Belfast.
Yeah.
And we did Latin.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
I remember hearing that story, but I wasn't going to interrupt because I didn't know the finer details, or I couldn't remember the finer details.
Yeah.
But doing Latin in school, the only thing that it's ever come in handy in is if you go to like a city hall of somewhere that you've never been before, and you want to read the Latin motto that is underneath the crest of the city.
Yeah.
It always comes in handy.
Oh, that's cool, actually. Yeah. But yeah, so before I move on to the Neri stuff, is there anything else you want to talk about Burke and Hare?
About the film. So yes, since it's a movie podcast, I should talk about the film.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was one of those movies with the cast that it has, and the fact that I can't remember what studio it was, but it has like kind of a long history of making kind of black comedies, as in like very dark comedies.
Yeah.
That normally have stuff to do with different crimes, whether it be like money laundering or theft or murder or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know there was kind of a lot of backlash from the movie when it first came out, because it was essentially painting these 2, for lack of a better word, serial killers,
Yeah.
In a kind of comedic light. And I know there was a lot of backlash, but I was looking at it and going like I don't see how this could possibly offend anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like,
Considering the people are long dead.
yeah, like it's as if someone's gonna be like, "Oh, fuck up! That's my great uncle who was their 3rd victim, you dick." I'd say most of the people, I'm sure there is relatives of the victims alive, but they don't fucking know the relatives of the victims unless they're on what do you call that show you're talking about?
Oh, who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we we should do like an ancestry DNA test to see if we have any like common ancestors to any of the Burke and Hare victims.
Well, I actually already know I'm an
shit.
ancestor of, and this is almost definitely not true, the Brontes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad told me that once, and I was like, and then I googled it, and you know, usually there's
I related to the Brontes.
I was like, there's no Brady's in there. Like, where the fuck did he get this from? Like, but yeah, you're obviously like, I wanted to talk to you about your actual own kind of favorite films and stuff. But the reason I wanted you on the podcast, I seen you do stand up in Newry last November, in the town hall,
In the town hall.
and you were fucking hilarious. I don't remember any of your sex. I was very drunk. I just remember laughing a lot.
Okay,
I
that's
was
good.
I was at a wedding the day before, and
Oh jeez, so you were double up.
I went to
like
day
doubling
2
up.
of the wedding, and then left
Oh.
it early to go to the town hall.
This is a thing. I have been to a couple of weddings this year, and before this year, I never knew that there was like 2 days events for weddings.
Yeah.
It was a complete foreign concept
Yeah.
for a young sheltered Protestant boy from County Down. And now I was like, I have to go to, it's essentially like 2 weddings in 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to spend how much?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you drink much yourself?
No, so I haven't drank in about 5 years.
Oh, fair enough.
But that doesn't stop me from drinking like non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
So and like some of the prices, especially I just went to a wedding down in Wicklow, and the price for non-alcoholic beer is essentially the same as a pint.
Oh, it's a joke, like.
Crazy.
And it's because
Crazy.
it's meant to be like an alcohol tax, but
Yeah.
pubs are just charging the exact same fucking amount. Like,
Well, I know because my soon-to-be father-in-law works in a kind of brewery, so non-alcoholic beer is made, and then there's a further process to take the alcohol out.
oh yeah,
So I kind of understand that there's a little bit of a price increase because of that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking mental. Sorry,
Yeah.
what was the original question? Completely forgot.
Yeah, so I was just asking you if you're much of a drinker, because I think the main reason for day twos, when they started cropping up a few years ago, was so the bride and groom can have a good piss up without worrying about having to go
okay.
around and greet everyone and all. And the only reason I know this is because I'm getting married in like 4 months. Like, so we're trying to sort out our day two at the moment. But
Very
so
cool.
the night of your gig, I was at a day two, and I had drank way too much the day before, so I was really trying to catch up. And every time they do those town hall gigs, which are fucking unbelievable
They're
every
class.
time, they're so well put together. They sell tins of Kronbacher, which is fucking rocket fuel.
Yeah.
So I was so hungover, I was like, I'll get like 5 of them. And by the time
Jesus
the gig
Christ.
was over, but when I turned up to the gig, Liam McCooey, I was like, well, Liam, what's crack? He goes, smell the fucking drink off you. And I was like, shut up, like. But,
I'm having fun.
but I thought your set was fucking hilarious.
Class.
As much of it as I remember. But also last year you did like a October Halloween kind of
Oh, yeah.
watch along type thing, didn't
Yeah,
you?
that was a lot of fun. I'm planning on doing it this year again. 31 horror movies in the month of October, which, like when I started out, I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
But when I got to day like 13, I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is a lot.
It's like homework. Like,
Yeah,
really,
it
like, isn't
essentially is. Like, and I was getting to the end of the day, like 8-9 o'clock, and I was like, I'm wrecked, I want to go to bed. And then I realized, oh, I haven't watched a movie today to post about.
That is good going though. Like I genuinely don't think I've watched 31 films this year yet.
Yeah, it was hard going. I kind of like it because I love horror movies. I love getting into the Halloween spirit.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I really wanted to do. I kind of thought that I overdid it maybe. So I'm going to plan like 1 week. I'm going to try and watch like 2 days, between 2 days, try and watch like 3 or 4 movies a day.
Yeah.
Like when I have like a downtime.
Yeah, that's good,
and
yeah.
so I can just save it up instead of having to watch one a day kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's like why I bank episodes of this podcast, so
Very
I don't
smart
have
thing
to
to do,
fucking.
yeah.
What's your favorite horror film? Then?
Oh, this is a great question. So I have a couple of different answers for this. The horror movie that if I watch, like kind of inspires me and makes me want to make my own movie. It was a movie from I think 2008 called Grave Encounters.
Okay.
And it's basically I did creative media and photography in school and then further on in uni. And my student film was essentially a rip-off of Grave Encounters.
Right.
And I can say that now because the statute of limitations is over on
yeah.
on plagiarism. But so it's essentially the guy goes, it's like a found footage movie, but it's the only one I like. I don't like Blair Witch. I don't like any like Paranormal Activity or anything like
Right.
that. But it's the only one that I really, really like
Okay.
and resonate with. I watched it and pretty much copied it for my uni work.
Nice.
And then so I don't know, favorite
big
horror
question,
movie.
like-
Yeah. I mean, you're thinking of like kind of the classics, the holy trinity of either Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Halloween. And out of those three, I would probably say the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll
haven't
go with
seen
that.
any of those
Yeah.
films. now that you
Serious?
mention it.
Yeah. No, they're
Is Johnny
fantastic.
Depp in the original Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah. He's in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And yeah, he's very like back then the death scenes and stuff like that. They're just so like pretty groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is
All like really cool practical effects
yeah,
and all, is
yeah.
it?
But then when you get to like the sixth one, they're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
they're kicking this can a little bit too far down the road.
Fair enough. I've heard Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream
Warriors.
Warriors. I heard
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, Dream
I've heard
Warriors
it's
is good.
It's a surprisingly good sequel. Like,
I think there's in like every movie, there's something that you can find that you like about it.
Yeah.
But like as a whole, I mean, one is a good standalone movie, and that's pretty much the only good standalone movie.
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a movie than Freddy vs. Jason, though.
Oh,
That,
yeah,
like, that
I've
was
seen
my
it.
shit. That was my
Which
shit.
is
like-
weird. I haven't seen any of it, but I've seen it.
Although it's one of those ones where you can watch it and you don't need to know the backstory of like all the other movies that have happened to
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like,
It's weird. I think it was just because I was like a young. It was like kind of like a young me being stupid at the time, and I said this in I did a Predator episode a few weeks ago with Bunny Martinez,
oh, cool.
and we were talking about the fact that I had never seen any of the Alien films or any of the Predator films, but the first one I seen was Alien versus Predator,
I'm the exact same.
and I'd never seen any of the Freddy or Nightmare on Elm Street or
Yeah.
Friday the 13th movies, but I've seen Freddy versus Jason. As soon as you put a versus in there, I'm like,
you're
let's
in there.
go. Now another question for you. So
Okay.
there's, in my mind, probably you might agree with me in this, I think there's a big difference between a horror film and a Halloween film.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's fair.
I would define a Halloween film as something like Nightmare Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, not
Yeah,
scary,
yeah.
but Casper.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite Halloween film then?
Ooh, another excellent question. Damn it. I feel like I'm talking to Jeremy Paxman here. This is mental. I would say, I think it was 2007 it came out, Trick or Treat. It's like an anthology portmanteau movie.
Okay.
With, they have this like character that dresses in like a burlap sack.
Yeah.
Called Sam. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
no.
it's pretty great.
Okay.
I quite like it. I watched it in an old, this was a couple years ago. I went, I think it was Ormo Cinema Club.
Yeah.
Did a screening of it in an old Masonic hall.
Nice.
in
Shout out
Halloween.
to them. I went to the Mortal Kombat screening of theirs a few
class.
weeks ago. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I love all the stuff that they put out. I try and go to as much as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I'm gonna
Sweet.
say that one. Trick or treat.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I need to check out every fucking film so bad. And that's just my fucking sense. I'll need to check that out. And then, like, will I check it out?
Watch stuff that you want to watch.
I want to right now in my head. I want to, but I'll forget, like, 100%. So yeah, just want to go through a couple of not cool at all. But a couple of Nuri things that Nuri's kind of infamous or famous for.
Oh, cool.
So did you know this? The last person hung in the island of Ireland was in Newry, man.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, so speaking of those alternative Ulster tours, what was it called again?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, the Andrew from Alternative Ulsters.
Ulsters, yeah, that's
which
it.
is great. It's a great name.
They maybe might know a bit more about this, but man called Robert McGladrey
I do know this story.
in 1961 murdered a woman called Pearl Gamble.
Yeah, and was executed at the Crumlin Road Jail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was after a night out in an Orange Hall. Bringing
It's
it right
all
back.
coming back
Bringing
together.
it right back. But yeah, so he was. It was January 20th, 1961, that he murdered her, and essentially, a lot of people kind of pointed towards him, like that were interviewed the night of after they found her body up the Mully Road, and they interviewed him, and he lied about the color of his suit. So the police were like, "There's something fucking going on with this
Sus
boy."
area, very sus.
So they kept an eye on him, and they caught him going to like a random fucking like silage pit or something, and when he left they hooked in it and found the murder weapon and all his clothes completely covered in blood. So absolutely no doubt that it was him. Funny enough, I remember watching a documentary about this, came out in 2008, forget the name of it, with my granda, and I remember him telling me he knew your man, like they wouldn't have known him too well, but like he
knew of him, kind of thing.
and he's saying he was a like big like fella not to be fucked with, like, you know.
Jesus, so interesting.
There's actually a book
Hanged
that
in
came
the
out.
Crumlin Road Jail.
No, it's
different one.
specifically about the
Oh,
Pearl
yes.
Gamble McGladrey thing. It's written by Owen McNamee. It's called Orchid Blue. So if
cool.
you're ever looking to read up on it, like it was based on that. So yeah, there's one.
Do you know, like, I know a little bit of background information, because back in, when I first started comedy, I got a job interview to become a tour guide in the Crumlin Road Jail.
Oh, cool.
And this was long before I had started, like, back in college to study history and tour guiding. But so I got the job interview, and they gave me this list of information that I needed to learn and be able to recite at the interview.
Yeah.
But I couldn't end up attending the interview because I was over in Manchester gigging at that point.
Right, okay.
And I got like a day's notice to like come back to Belfast to do this interview. So I got all the background information, but I never got the interview.
Fuck.
But I know
you learned something, like, you know.
this is like bringing it back into the movie realm. A famous hangman that ended up killing or like hanging people in the criminal jail was a guy called Albert Pierrepoint.
Right.
And there's a movie starring Timothy Spall about it's like an autobiographical movie.
Yeah.
And it's very good. It's worth a watch.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Hard to beat about Timmy Spall, like, isn't it?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Wild Wormtail.
Pretty good.
So this is a bit more of a brighter one. I actually told you this before the no, I didn't even tell you this before the microphones rolled. We were talking about the Steelers because of that terrible towel behind you there. But the Rooney family that own the Steelers are originally from Newry. That's a good one.
So strange.
I heard that before. I was telling you before we recorded that my brother Michael is a huge Steelers fan, and he had said it before. But I find that Newry claims a lot of shit that they have no claim to.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like the Ulster Scots heritage thing in Belfast. They claim every single person that has ever set foot in Northern Ireland is Ulster Scots.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I think I think that's very impressive.
Fair enough, yeah. So I'm always like very suspicious of these things, but then we went to that day in Croke Park I was telling you about, and as part of the main thing that NFL Ireland are trying to do at the moment is they recognise that not everyone over here knows what the fuck's going on in NFL, so they're trying to, like, you know, explain everything like you're five. Like, so they had like a slideshow going of like Steelers fun facts, and one of them was a picture in Newry Town Hall with American football outside it, and it's like Dan Rooney, or I think it was Dan was the original owner. Originally migrated from Newry in 1890 something.
That is so cool. I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
So then Pride of Newry. Newry Canal.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Was the first summit level canal in the UK and Ireland. This is some fucking interesting shit. But yeah, so there's a lot of kind of uproar at the moment because see, just outside the quays there, like Albert Basin, essentially they're building a bridge in that direction to go directly from Warren Point to take it right onto the M1 to go to Dublin.
Oh, serious?
To cut out, because at the moment there's a lot of lorries coming through Newry from
yeah.
Warren Point Harbour, and it's causing a lot of traffic, so they're building a bridge. They're also building a bridge at Narwater Castle, you might have seen down there. A lot of roadworks to go straight to Omeath.
Oh.
So the one going from Narwater Castle to Omeath is a lifty bridge. What do you call those?
Oh yeah, not a suspension bridge. Yeah, lifty bridge, for lack of a better word.
Lifty bridge, it's so shit. It opens up for tall ships essentially.
Yeah.
But the one that they're putting down there at Greenbank, just down the road there, isn't. So they're putting a lot of money to make the other one lift to let ships through, and that one there's like, it's a fixed bridge.
Good. Like, yeah, it seems a bit too much work.
So a lot of like historical society people and stuff in Newry are raging about this, because Newry has been built on the back of like being a harbour. So the canal was originally built to take coal from Tyrone to the Irish Sea, and that's where we got it. So all the bridges along the canal used to open, but now none of them do. But we still the odd time get tall ships coming into the town from the quays. And I was actually very much for ages like, who gives a fuck? Oh no, we're not going to see the tall ships. But now I've kind of been convinced to the point. I think it'd be an absolute shame if you just wiped out that section of your history just to make the bridge a bit cheaper. Like, you know?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
heritage and all that.
I know. So I don't know. I was actually like doing this like research for the podcast, and then I was like, fuck, this is actually really interesting. Like, but apparently Newry Canal was closed in like 1800 from being officially used. To refurbish it, it was like £57,000 they used at the time.
But what's the conversion rate today?
I didn't look at it.
I was so excited for it.
I'd say it'd be a couple of mil.
It has to be, surely.
But it was closed for so long, no traffic came through it, that by the time it reopened, people were like, oh, I don't really need that anymore. So
it's a bit obsolete.
That's it. So the last Newry fact I have for you.
Drum roll.
Coleslaw was invented in Newry.
Oh, of course it was. In Friar Tuck's in 1837.
No, I made that up. It wasn't.
Oh, damn it.
It may as well have been, though. No one else fucking does it. But yeah, here, thank you for your patience with me yammering in you for the last.
Thank you very much. I had a great time, and it's great to be in Newry.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a Friar Tuck's now.
Yes. Fuck, I get one too. Cheers, Jordan.
No worries, bud.